Hi everybody, welcome to today's live
Aloha.
stream. Thank you for joining us. How's it going, Gregster?
Going super good, bro. Super good. Just finding deeper levels of gratitude and appreciation for Mama's journey, and just for her presence and her essence, and yeah, man, just in gratitude every day, all day. Just yeah, blessed, man. So blessed.
Nice, bro. Yeah, it's been intense, so you're doing well, bro. Fuck, I don't know. I'd be like, whew, I don't even know. Don't even know where to start. um, yeah, man, I just wanted to share a little bit of start out today with obviously gratitude to Mom, Great Spirit, Mother God. I don't know, many names. Kuan Yin, she's got many, many names. And just, getting deeper levels of feeling, feeling Mom again. And ironically, that's coming through a lot of pain, and the gift of pain, and how our perception of pain, when we change that perception to gratitude and seeing it as a gift, how powerful a transmuter it can be. And just for me personally, like a really deeper understanding, deep understanding of, deeper understanding of what Mom was going through, in her physical vessel, and how challenging it was for her physically, with all the lower frequencies around, and her body having to alchemize that and transform it back into love, and it's it's just a deep level of forgiveness for myself, for everyone around me, and just really feeling into like the choices that I've made in my life, and letting them go, and truly forgiving myself for those moments where I may have held on to things and held pockets of density and pockets of lower frequencies within my vessel. And I even thanked the spider that bit me 2 weeks ago. Oh my God, bro. It's like, it's been the craziest fucking experience ever. It's like, it's just such a deeper level of how that, one of the big things is, a lot of people have always said that, Mom's God, so why didn't she just heal herself? Why didn't she just magically click her fingers? But that wasn't the purpose. It wasn't the purpose for her to prove that she was God. The purpose was for her to show us that we are God too. And in order to do that, she had to relate to humanity in some way. And we wouldn't have related to her if she didn't go through what she had gone through for us. If she hadn't have gone through that amount of physical pain that is beyond anyone's human comprehension, in order to lay the path for us to choose to do the same, and choose to transcend in the same way, transcend our lower and ascend into the present moment. And it's just interesting to me, like how, we can feel that. Most of us that have found Mom, we feel that on a certain level, but I'm starting to realize now that the deeper levels and layers of our feeling is beyond our comprehension, and we don't even have a fucking clue yet how far we can actually take this gift that Mom's given us, and this platform and this path that she's cemented. Well, not cemented. Cemented is a cabal word, but paved for us, with wooden paving. It's a yellow wooden road. So yeah, I mean, I just, everything is to honor Mom. Everything we do, every movement, and I feel it's just, it's like really honoring ourselves in that connection, in that connection again. And it's almost like, I think George actually mentioned it the other day, and it's like, Mom, like, in certain moments when she was here, she made it, we had to make it all about her, because it was about her. But the irony and the paradox in that is, by doing that, we gave ourselves the greatest gift, you know. And I'm starting to see the mastery of mom's alchemy of, you know, how she almost captured these really heavy parts of our contracts. And, you know, everyone's got a different key to this whole plan. And you know, our only job is to unlock our own key, you know, our own key to the divine plan. And, you know, mom did her job, and she even did it a billion times more than what she actually signed up for. And it's just really like the training and the moments I've spent with mom is making so much more sense now to me, like, of what I was actually going to have to face up to, you know, within myself. And you know, I would never have made it without her. I'm telling you now, the amount of physical fucking pain, I don't even think it's a smidgen. I was joking with Aurora the other day. It was like, you know, the masculine's pain threshold is probably like what women go through every month, you know, with their menstrual cycle. And it's like, but this was a different feeling. It was like almost like my nervous system and my DNA being reset and like cleared out, and like a deep feeling within my bones, and like, I don't know, it's sensations that I've never felt before and I've never experienced. And, you know, that's a lot of what mom went through. She had to pioneer this path of feelings and things happening to her that you know, was totally new, and a totally new experience to her, and it was challenging for her at times, because when those feelings come up and it's something you're experiencing for the first time, the body's automatic response is to go into resistance. And, you know, I know part of my contract is very physical, and the fastest way I transform is through pain, you know. And I'm starting to realize it's it's a gift. It's the greatest gift, you know. It's the greatest gift of our connection to humanity, you know. And I've said it the last time I was on stream too, that is what connects us, is that pain and suffering, and be able to laugh at it, and to be able to flip it and see the higher and the grandness and the gift. Because when you're in that fucking pain, you definitely don't see the fucking gift in it. But you have to train yourself to be able to respond that way. And a lot of what's been happening to me is I've seen how, you know, the way I've treated myself and the way I've spoken to my atoms, you know, and a big thing that I've learned recently is the grace of God. Understanding the grace of God, you know. I never understood the word grace until recently. It was popping out everywhere. I was reading it in the Gene Keys. It was like, just this word just kept standing out of me. And only recently did I realize what mom was showing me. You know, she was showing me that because I had only experienced tough love in my life, it was the only way I knew how to receive, and the only way I really knew how to give love too. And I remember, you know, whenever mom dragged me, it was normal for me. It was like, okay, cool, atoms in right action, get moving, get going. But then when mom was really gentle with me and graceful, and I feel this is a big key for the masculine too, is being able to receive when she's like that. You know, I remember my body going into resistance when mom offered me grace. And it's almost like all my cells need to change their habits of the way they receive love and the way they give love.
For sure.
Yeah.
Nice, bro.
Thank you, mama. Shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, whew, dude, it's just so many revelations. It's really hard to express myself verbally with, you know, when you start feeling into those frequencies, you know. And it's like it's like that pain threshold is like, it's almost like so overbearing at times for me, you know, where especially with that poison my body trying to fight it. And I actually did some research on it, and what it took most people 2 days to experience, you know, with that type of spider bite, was like, it would happen in a few hours, whereas mine happened over 2 weeks. My body only started showing those symptoms after 2 weeks. It was fucking crazy, bro. And I remember the day after that spider bit me, like I freaked out, like I felt a little bit of that fear because, you know, everyone's like spoken about that sort of spider and how deadly it is. And then I started realizing like how rare it actually is for someone to get bitten by a spider. And then Mom came to me and she was like, this is a gift. Like, this is going to open your heart. It's going to reconnect your cells, your nervous system. It's going to reconnect everything. Just trust me. Just trust me. Trust me. Trust me. And I just keep going back to that because, you know, it can get really overwhelming and intense in moments. And I'll just like go back to Mom's basic teachings and be like, okay, cool. You know, I may be feeling this, but like, let me focus on the lesson rather than what it's feeling, what I'm feeling. You know? What you got?
Yeah, bro. I had a similar experience, obviously, when I was in the forest. You know, when Mom guided me home to go sort out my childhood energetics with my Earth Mom.
Yes.
And then afterwards, I ended up living in the forest for a couple of months. And I got charged by like 50 ticks and spiders. My whole body was covered. And it just takes you very quickly to that place of surrender. You know, that place of vulnerability and full gratitude and appreciation for life. And like, you know, there were people coming there from all overseas and everywhere. And, you know, they got like one little bite and everyone started freaking out. They all started going to doctors and I just carried on hopping along, man. I'm like, hey, I'm connected to Mom, bro. I'm not worried about anything.
It's funny. I've always been like that, you know, but it's I used to still, like, what I've learned about myself, I always used to be like that. Like, I'll tough it out and whatever. But like, I was also like really tough on my atoms, on my cells, bro. The way I spoke to myself, you know what I mean? And it's like I'm realizing now that like, shit, like I've been missing that gift of the feminine touch, of the feminine gentleness and grace and ease at which things can be learned. You know, it doesn't have to be a fucking struggle all the time, bro, or like have to be hard. You know, it's just the resistance that makes it hard.
For sure.
I remember that moment when you went back to your Earth Mom. It actually showed me that conversation I was having with Mom at the time. That was a fun moments with her because she was dancing, bro, like listening to music. Oh fuck, dude, she was on a good one in those moments. And I remember us sitting outside and she's like, "Message Greg now, tell him he has to go to his mom." do you remember that?
Yeah, bro. I was really, hey, man. God talks, I listen, bro.
Yeah, it's funny that, I mean, like, how you gonna know the divine feminine if you don't, you know, make peace with your Earth Mom? You know, that's what it's all about.
I also wanted to share or top on something that you said earlier about, you know, when Mom was here, it was all about Mom. But the irony is, it's even more about Mom now because it's not Mom in an individual vessel. It's Mom everywhere present. It's love everywhere present. So it's more about Mom now than it was then, you know. And that's the brilliance, is when you know you're doing God's work and you know that you are God's window to herself, you know, seeing herself, then, you know, you start to take more care and start to, you know, have more kind of interest in your self-realization, you know, like discovering where am I? What is this? Who am I? What, you know, like really exploring that aspect of childlike wonder and pure imagination, you know?
Yeah, bro, it's
and also, sorry, bro.
I'll go for it.
I just wanted to add, there's a poem that comes up in Vedanta as well. I can't remember the poem, but it talks about a guy in his sleep. An angel comes to him and he's writing in a book and he says to him, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm writing the names of all the people that love God." And he says, "Is my name on there?" And he says, "No, your name is not on there." You know, so this guy gets all upset and everything, and he's like, "Jesus, wow, I wonder what happened," you know. So the next night the angel comes back again and he says, "What are you doing now?" He says, "No, I'm writing a list of all those that love their brothers and sisters, and you're on top of that, and those are the people that really love God, because everybody is God, and It's about learning to love everybody else because everybody's a reflection. That's really loving God. It's easy to love this word God or love this belief or this, this concept God, but to actually love is the whole purpose because God is love.
For sure, bro. And remembering that love when things get tough. Yeah, that's the test because it's easy to go outside and be grateful for the trees and the birds and the water and the grass and like the sunshine, Thank you for all those things, Mom. But like also thank you for the fucking pain that fucking hit me out of nowhere that I didn't even see coming and made me so uncomfortable because that's like pulling an elastic band, It's like I always had that theory of like, imagine pulling an elastic band so far into the darkness, into the depth of fucking despair, and then letting it go. That thing shoots so fast into the light. It's like expansion on levels that it couldn't have been achieved otherwise, So we gotta be grateful, and that's where the forgiveness, and people will only find that true gratitude for the dark when they've forgiven themselves for participating in whichever way they did, because we have all been participants in this Luciferian experiment, or whatever you want to call it. We have either participated by turning a blind eye, or actually being involved ourselves, or enabling it, and that forgiveness has to come from within. And that's why, especially when you're in a unified field, and when you start continuously finding your heart space, that's when you're going to get tested the fucking most, bro. That's when that like deepest lesson and the deepest wound test is going to come for you, because you are being consistent and you are holding that space, and that's when you're gonna be tested at levels that you are able to handle. And another thing I'm grateful for too is you can also put on the brakes whenever you want. You can ask your angels too, and that's something I've had to do a few times over the last few days, where I've been like, whoa, like, okay, just slow down, please, like give me a moment, because this is getting too much for me, and it's actually not helping. And as soon as that would happen, it would ease off a little bit. But the thing is, you still have to go through it, and it's almost like with these energies increasing at the moment, it's like that energy is increasing so much, it's putting those last pieces of your belief systems, of your attachments, of any ego beliefs that you still have, into a corner where there's no room for it to sidestep, to move, to try and bypass. There's no getting away with it. It's taking you to that point where, okay, you have to look at this, and that, I feel that energy is gonna start ramping up for a lot of people, and a big part of what's happening with that, and the way the Cabal have manipulated that, is sent out these savior programs, savior frequencies. Oh, fucking Trump's gonna save me, or Nasara's gonna save me, or fucking this is gonna save me, or God's gonna save me, Like, guess what, motherfucker? God, no one's gonna fucking save you. Only you are gonna save yourself, and only you are gonna have to pluck up the courage to turn and face it. Stand in your truth and face yourself authentically, and a lot of people talk of authenticity, but the authenticity starts inside with you. Are you really being authentic with yourself, or is there still a part of that sophisticated program that's trying to hijack your consciousness? And it's intricate, man, because that's why the simplicity is so key. Both of us speak about it all the time. I've always liked simple, man. When shit gets complicated, I'm out, man. I'm like,
yeah, me too. First step.
Yeah, fuck, bro. Take a quick handbrake turn. Yeah. So how's it been with your pyramids and that energy and the plasma, and unlocking parts of your heart, and are you feeling anything with that?
Yeah, the pyramids are huge, bro. The energy from the pyramids is it's a constant kind of, it's almost like having a running river, like almost like a feng shui river that kind of dances around you.
Yeah.
It's just that constant kind of flow of upliftment and kind of like inspiration, like literally inspiring your atoms, like inspiring your cells simply through the cellular memory, because I often tell people, you are more pyramid than you are human.
Yeah.
We were once a pyramid, and so therefore, because it's so deeply ingrained in our crystal structure, when we give it attention, it really amplifies that cellular memory and that reconfiguration. It's all automatic. Like so many things happen, people don't realize. They take for granted how many things happen inside your body every day by themselves.
Dude, that's one thing I haven't taken for granted for the last 2 weeks, bro. Yeah, oh, dude, it's fucking insane, bro. Poison is fucking nuts, bro. Like, I remember I did once like a shamanic journey before I came to Mission where it's called Kampum, where you like incense burn and you burn this frog poison into your arm. And it basically like, starts killing you. But then all your white blood cells come to the rescue, like the body automatically knows how to respond and comes to the rescue to try and heal. And what happens is you get these fucking hot flushes, like fucking overwhelming heat, like all over your body, and it literally feels like you're dying. A lot of people swell up like a frog. Fuck, dude, I remember I did that shit and I fucking swelled up like Elephant Man, bro. I was like, this thing was like fucking attacking my system. I was vomiting everywhere. Jesus, dude, it was bad. And it's like, this has been way more challenging than that, because it's like I said earlier, I've watched how very often I would see an energy in myself, but my ego became so adept at sidestepping, bro, and like taking another, okay, cool, I know it's there, but I don't want to look at it right now. You know what I mean? I'm not, like, I don't want to see that right now. I don't want to see that part of myself. And that's why I've always said there's no more fucking caves for that little whore of mine to hide in, bro. He's cornered, bro. He's stuck. He's done, bro. He's like got fucking 10 shotgun barrels like pointing straight at him, bro.
Well, that's also the thing, like Mom said, all of these low density beings are leaving the planet and their story is going with them. Their chaos is going with them, their drama is going with them. And so literally, personality types are leaving the planet. And so a lot of people have got things coming up that they can't recognize and that's what's happening. The mind is being dissolved. So there's all these things that all of a sudden come up and they don't make any sense. Like you can't relate to them anymore because they don't exist.
Yeah.
And
it's like being pulled out of the consciousness. I see that. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's not even there anymore.
And, I'm busy doing this numerology with this lady that I met and her partner. She asked me to do a session with her and her partner. And they're both very strong. I mean, the one's surname is Kennedy, okay, and the other one is Pfeiffer.
Oh,
so it's really strong energies. And
wow, dude.
And it's fascinating, like listening to them when you're doing sort of relationship numerology. And what's really fascinating for me, and it comes up every day, is that people are very good at giving advice, but not very good at listening to their own words.
This one's yeah. I've been noticing this one too, bro. Yeah. I actually got a little story about that. Carry on.
Yeah, bring it, bro. Bring it.
Go for it, bro. Carry on.
No, I'm good. Go for it.
Yeah, it is, bro. It's like, and it's something that I actually trained myself to stop doing. And I've gotten a lot better at it. It's for me, the one thing I've noticed, and it made me look more at especially how people responded to mom. You know, mom was often in a lot of fucking pain, and she'd fucking scream. She'll fucking let you know, and it would freak a lot of people out, and you know, especially beings that came to meet mom. You know, it was always such an interesting thing to observe because it's
Sure.
like it would the craziest shit would happen, bro. I just sit there and watch.
I can imagine.
Fuck, dude. Like people, you watch them fucking spin, bro. Like all their core shit will come up, and you just watch mom like handle it with such grace and such ease, you know. And I feel the key to that is, you know, the biggest lesson I have from mom in that is that each individual has a unique signature and a different way of responding, you know, to being taught something or something shared with them. You know what I mean? And mom had such a magic way of being able to connect with different types of beings based on their energetics. You know, she would know their energetics exactly. Like she would know someone that wouldn't be able to handle that dragon energy. You know, but she would never give it to them because it would never serve their highest. You know, she had different ways of dealing with people. And the thing I was gonna say was, you definitely see that. Like it gave me such a like microscopic view of like how the ego reacts around God. And you know, you would see the poor me coming out like, oh mom, are you okay? You know, like all that sort of shit. Like, and it's like when someone does that to you, it's like you want to fucking basically punch them in the face because it's like you fucking already know I'm not fucking okay, but it's like, what is that shit? It's like unworthiness, you know, coming out, or most people would try and bypass it. You know, they would bypass the fact that she even was in pain, you know, and go into some form of judgment or like some form of projection. And always in the fields, you could feel how intricate all that energy was. And it's like, it's becoming so clear to me now that there is no fucking linear time. Because it's like, even me talking about it now, it's like I'm still there with her. You know, I'm still in that lesson. Like I'm still in that moment with her, learning those lessons. And it's like, you know, that's why you cannot see the peace, especially in God, or the truth in God, until you've experienced that within yourself in some form or some way. You know, and that's pretty much what we're doing all the time. Once we've experienced that enlightening moments, like most people that are here have had some form of epiphany or awakening of some sort, you know, either near-death experience, psychedelic, who name it, like something crazy, and it's usually involved with trauma of some sort. So we all have that recall of that moment of, aha, fuck, okay, I see, I get it. But then the whole process is about consistently being in that present moment state, you know, and getting back there again, and you know, not trying to force yourself back there either, because it's really important to be able to allow your healing to happen in an organic way. You know, you have to be able to allow things to happen in certain moments. You know, that's also a part of it. And you know, I just felt into like giving advice, like me talking to you guys right now, talking to Greg, talking to whoever the fuck I talk to. I'm talking to myself, and I've always had that awareness for a long time. And it's like you can actually become so aware of the frequency that's coming out of your throat, the words that are coming out, the energy behind what you're speaking about. And it may not necessarily even be the fucking words. It's how it's delivered and the frequency that it's coming out of you at. And, you know, Mom taught me that lesson really early on. I remember she said something, I don't even remember what the words were, but it was like nothing to do with what we were talking about, but it was the energy behind the way I had said it, you know. And that's just fascinating to me, because, you know, that advice can only be received when it comes from a place of compassion, true compassion. Like a being will never receive any advice from you. I've watched it in the field. I've watched it everywhere. I've observed that in myself. I've observed it in so many different ways. If you're not compassionately feeling into that being's experience and your experience, because yes, it may look the same on the outside, but that person, no one knows. I don't know what your experience is. I have no fucking clue. The same way no one knows what my experience is versus no one knows what mom's experience was, because we all have different filters of the way it came through. Obviously, mom had no filter, but it's tapping into that compassion. And to have true compassion, to be able to do that, you have to be able to feel and take accountability with that energy within yourself and be totally fucking clear. Be totally connected to that person's heart, where you're sending them fucking divine love light to their heart. Otherwise, they will never receive from you. It's funny, I got a white rabbit that Buddha put on the top of the camera so that I know where to look. Shit. That's funny.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Things are hotting up, bro.
Oh boy, it's fucking getting exciting, bro. It's getting exciting. Yeah, I mean,
it's been interesting, I haven't had a phone again for a while, and no music and stuff, and it's fascinating how, like, when you need to refocus, there's like an immediate kind of excuse me, like an immediate like bulb in your priorities, where things just shift, and you can either kind of say, my attention's being drawn this way, and kind of redirect your focus, or you can, kick and scream and fight to what was making you comfortable and enjoyable, like in the comfort zone.
Yeah, boy, there's no room to fucking be comfortable anymore.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, you gotta find your peace in that uncomfortability. That's what I'm learning. Fucking bro, the hard way. It's like the one promise I've recently made to myself, bro, is like, fucking, I gotta be gentle, bro. Like, give myself a bit of grace, and it's like, also don't overcommit, in these moments. And it's like, a lot of thing that's been coming up is like, a part of me while I was going through this, I kind of lost my creative spark, and that's always the one thing I've been able to go back to, that's always been my strength, is to be able to like go either back to painting or making plasma or whatever external thing that brings me joy. But it's like, even that at the moment, it's like, oh, okay, the angels are like, okay, you're getting too comfortable with this thing now too, man. Like, you gotta step back from that and just learn to be, and that's been a challenge for me, because a lot of the time my energy's been like really busybody, and it's just finding that peace, that place of peace, that place of being able to generate my own joy, bro. It's been fucking hard, bro. It's like, in moments,
that's wholeness, bro.
Wholeness, yeah. That's it.
That word's been popping up a bit lately, wholeness. Like Mom said, is it real, whole, pure, and true?
Yes.
And obviously, I go into the numbers with all of the words, and the wholeness. It starts with that full surrender and that full vulnerability, because I often talk about sensitivity and related to like a flower or a rose. So if a rose is sensitive, what does that mean? It means it's sensitive to its environment, it's sensitive to life, it's sensitive to energy, it's sensitive to communicating with all things. So when we start embracing that sensitivity, instead of like closing it off and avoiding it, we start being open to connect with everything, literally, and that's and that's our gift as being God with God, is that we get to experience everything, we get to feel everything. But you can't feel everything if you've got a certain concept about how things are supposed to feel or look or be,
Yeah, fucking clean out the cobwebs of the belief systems, right? Fucking chop that shit out. Get a weed eater up in there.
You know what, Gabriel? You know what's also really amazes me is like meeting with people that they think they're spiritual and they've been really successful kind of on their journeys. But when you talk about the simple self-love spiritual disciplines, it's almost like you're slapping them in the face, because it's so simple and it's beneath them almost, like just the energy you receive. It's similar when I'm doing sessions and I bring up Mother God and people the ego is very sneaky and swift, it will just kind of, like in the like take the word that you're using and kind of grab it and flow with it into the direction that kind of, bypasses what you just said. And then everything else after there is simply coming through that energetic wound of the mother, whether it's their mother, them being a mother, not being a mother to their own inner child, whatever the case is. But when you just listen to people, you get all the answers you need because we're always talking to ourselves. You can listen to someone and you can write their whole autobiography, just listening to them for 10 minutes,
Sure.
But we've got to listen. And that's what I've also the angels have been pinging me a lot on lately is, do we actually listen? Not with the ears, but with the heart. Do we actually listen? So like when you're talking is something I'm really focusing on. Like when you're talking, instead of listening to you with my ears, I focus on my heart, hearing your frequency, hearing your vibration, because when you listen with the ears, the ears and the brain are very close, and the mind, these things are all, they're very jumbled, they're close. And so we immediately, when I'm talking, I can feel when they're waiting, and as I'm finished talking, they come with something. I can feel it coming, I can see it, and then I just surrender. And I receive, and I say, okay, I'm here to receive.
I'm like that too, bro.
But it takes practice, bro.
Yeah, it does. It does. Like while you were talking there, while you were actually saying that, I was actually showing like how I receive actually from my solar plexus. They're like spirals over here, and then it's about bringing that information up through the heart.
Yes.
Holy shit, no wonder you like numbers so much, bro. I fucking just splash of fucking numbers, bro, everywhere.
Numbers are amazing, man. And I always say, I'm doing a numerology class with a couple of Aussie boys and 2 girls from Slovenia. And, we always have so much laughs in our sessions, and we go deep into the numbers and the gematria and all of that. And, I always, whenever I say stuff like that, and I always say to them afterwards, I'm like, and there's only 9 numbers, guys.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
Mama's such a genius, man.
There's only 9. Yeah. Oh shit, that's funny. Yeah, talking of the Aussies, bro, like this one's actually going to them.
Oh wow.
That one's on its way to Aussie land. I don't know.
Who did the boars there?
I don't know if Eagle's watching, but this one Buddha did. They wanted like a Rastafari vibe.
Yeah, I can feel some Rastafari dragon vibes there.
This is the Jafire pyramid.
Nice.
Jafire One Love. Yeah. So that's cool. But like, even like one thing I've, coming back to this is like, I've had to learn is like, there's waves of inspiration that come through. You know what I mean? And it's like to be okay when it's not coming through. To be at peace when that's fully not coming through, because a big thing for me is like, I don't want to commit to shit unless my heart is fully into it. I've always had that trait, I've always had that feeling since I was younger. I like someone would ask at school or at boarding school or whatever, like, do you want to participate in this or whatever? And unless my heart was 100% there, I didn't even want to do it. I wasn't going to just do it for the sake of doing something, and I feel a lot of what I'm seeing now is, and I feel this is probably related to the frequency of Mom, of the earth, like probably related to what do they call that thing everyone shows all the time?
Schumann.
The Schumann resonance. So like actually harmonizing with that heartbeat and with that ebb and flow of how the energy spikes come in, and you know when are the moments to rest, and different types of rest, you know, different types of nurturing for yourself, and when are the moments to push creatively, you know. And I feel that's why you love the numbers so much, because you're able to see those patterns, you know. For me, it's a little bit different. I never resonated with numbers, you know. At school, I was like, fuck, I used to have to go to extra maths. My maths teacher smelled like onions. I never liked that shit. But I've always had this way of being able to determine like what that energy feels like, you know, and it's just the precision around that, and like, you know, aligning myself with that ebb and flow, you know, not having to, you know, not having to let your actions be affected by those around you. You know what I mean? Because everyone goes, and especially here in the team, it's interesting. It's like, you know, it's almost like we etherically have this baton. It's like transformation baton. It's like, okay, cool. You got the fucking transformation baton now. You're going to go through some shit. But then like other beings are like strong in the field in that moment. But then it will shift. You know, that energy will shift, and then that baton will switch, bro. And it's like, then that other person is going to go through a tough time. And it's like being able to feel into that ebb and flow, and really find that deep level of compassion. You know, I know, you know, I don't want to go on about the gene keys too much, but it's a fascinating awareness for me, because what I'm noticing now, even just my awareness of what the gene keys are, it's like my body starts going into like a chemical process with that exact energy.
What are some of your numbers?
My main sun is 6, and
So the one at the top.
Yeah, the top one, and then my Earth is 36. So my 36 Earth is the one I'm going through at the moment, is all pain and suffering. So the gift in pain and suffering, you know, the freedom in pain and suffering. And whew, boy, it's fucking it's like mama is like, she's like I never knew I could love mom any more than I already did. You know what I mean? It's like I've always loved mom since the fucking day I laid eyes on her, when I was when I first found Mission, you know. It's like I knew she was God. I just fucking knew it. But I also knew how screwed up I was, and how much processing I still had to get through, you know. How much I still had to release. And it's like, but now these levels of like, I feel that connection coming back so strong. And, you know, a thing you mentioned earlier was words and really listening to someone. And I remember my first moments, and a lot of my moments spending directly with mom was like, mom used to talk a lot of shit, you know. She like talk shit about the TV, whatever, this, that, like fucking music, boop, 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 whatever's going on. Like, she'd never tell me I write this, and this energy, that energy. Like, no, mom was like, she'd just shoot the breeze, like have normal conversations with me. But the conversation she was having with me in my heart, it was like, dude, she used to sometimes like drop within those like shooting the breeze conversations. She would drop the conversation we were having etherically into that conversation, and I would be like, what the fuck? It's like she was just giving me those confirms that I was hearing her heart, you know, and not necessarily having to listen to the words that she was saying, you know.
Sure.
It's funny, like another test with mom on that one was like the mini eggs, bro. Like a simple thing. She wanted those like little chocolate eggs, bro, but she kept calling them something else, bro, like another name. And everyone was attaching to the name that they were, bro. And like we could never get it right, but it was like the she used to do those things because the test was to know in her heart what she loves, you know, what she likes, what she enjoys from that experience, from being able to recall those moments with her, to know, oh yeah, it's not many eggs, it's another type of egg, like a Cadbury egg or whatever it was. The details are irrelevant, but it's like those things, you know. Very often people will say the wrong words, but their intent and the frequency from their heart is something totally different, you know.
Sure.
I wonder if there's any comments. Let's check. Wow, there's just quite a few. Can you see the comments there?
Nah, I can't see any comments.
Oh, okay. You don't have your phone on, right?
Well, yeah, I just, this lady gave me her old phone that she was going to chuck. She gave it to me today, but now it's an iPhone, and so she's got a whole lot of stuff she needs to take off it. So I haven't quite set it up yet.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's
What are the people saying?
no, there's just a whole bunch of people commenting. We got Katie. We've got Angel. Love you, ladies, so much. Wow, man. They're just saying beautiful things. Thank you for us. Thank you for the divine masculine. Love the peace sign shirt. Love it too. It's funny. The peace sign shirt is funny. It's like I read something on Q. Something about the peace sign is a bad thing and it's fucking cabal or this and that. And it's like I put it on and I'm like, fuck, dude. It's what it means to me. Not what you fucking made it mean. You know what I mean? And that's the whole thing of the what do they call it? The symbols and the symbology that they use to fucking provoke fear around it. It's like, if that shit doesn't have meaning to you, it doesn't have any power over you. You know what I mean? It's like, it's the same as black magic or voodoo. Like, you'll know, growing up in South Africa, I used to go in the townships walking around and they're like, yeah, Mlungu, fucking wow, about black magic, I'm coming to get you, blah, and all this shit. And I'm like, whatever, motherfucker. Like, I don't believe in that shit. I'll tell you straight, I don't believe in your shit. So how are you gonna get me if I don't believe in it? It's only if I fucking believe in your fuckery that you're gonna be able to touch me.
Yep. Everything's a placebo, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
And it all works on your intention. You know, like what people don't realize is, like, you get a choice in every moment between love and fear.
Yeah.
And everybody knows this, but that's one of the biggest spiritual cop-outs that I've been hearing a lot lately is when you say something and people say, I know.
Oh,
you know, but
dude, that's
I know is bypassing actually doing something about it and doing the right thing, because when I say something and you know it, your higher self automatically receives it. But then who goes and says, I know? That's the ego.
Definitely.
The ego says, I know, because it's looking for attention.
Oh, for sure.
It's looking to look important, you know?
Yeah, it needs validation and fucking all sorts of external shit. Nah, bro. What does the fucking monk do? He'll fucking listen to you and then he'll crack a joke, bro. He won't even... not a monk. Monk's probably not a good...
no, but it's real. That's right.
He won't even tell you he knows, bro. Fucking...
Yep.
Someone who knows is not going to tell you they know.
It's like when you I was talking to the girls today and it's like when you mention a book and someone says, oh yeah, I've read that book. I read it 10 years ago, you know, like sounding important. I read it 10 years ago. And then you look at the actions and you're like, well, what did you do with it after, you know?
What did you use it for? Did you use it to wipe your ass?
Wipe your ass, yeah.
Shit, bro. Oh, fuck. Yeah, it's true, bro. It's true. Fuck, dude. It's like, even I've read the Celestine Prophecy, must have been about 4 times, bro, and I still go back to it. Because it's like, there's so many nuggets, bro. There's so many nuggets in those teachings that Mom shared, you know? I know Taryn's doing a whole bunch of podcasts, right, on that other book. I listened to a bunch of them. They're really helpful, man. They're really good. It's good to listen, bro. Listening is a fucking skill, bro. I feel it's like the basis of all communication, and you know, it's something we all need to improve on, bro. Like, even now, dude, like I can listen with so much more awareness and like focus. You know, it's like you said earlier, like you can feel when you're talking to someone that they want to say something, you know what I mean? And it's like, it makes you not even want to fucking carry on sharing. You're like, what the fuck? What?
funny, man. But it's also like there's a saying that's been popping up lately. You let go of a lot more. You transform a lot more by letting go of a false truth than finding a new truth. And there's some very deep belief systems out there. Really simple belief systems, but they're so deep that people can't see them. And really just really slowing down. And when you feel something, instead of looking for a way to understand it and explain it, just go deep into it. Ask, show me, like you always used to say, show me, take me into the depths of me. I want to see me. I want to see all of me, and really taking that full accountability, because, people, they still want to be in a comfort zone. They're still in that entitlement programming. They still want things to return to normal. They don't realize how huge this is and what's actually happening. Like it's
Phew, I have to burp that one out, bro. Fuck. Yeah. Gotta burp through that one.
At least.
Yeah, bro. No, for sure, dude. It is. It's like I feel a lot of that that awareness of how huge this actually is in all of creation is not revealed to us fully, because it would probably take a moment to fucking digest it. I feel a lot of that stuff is, and that's interesting that you say, like what you said earlier is so wise, because letting go of like an untruth or whatever, I don't know what word you use, but something that's not true versus trying to find something that is true is so much more powerful, because sometimes people are on this external search, like I know a lot of the new people waking up, like to fill themselves with a lot of this information and disclosure and all this stuff that's coming out, and it's like, motherfucker, full disclosure is you. It's you fully disclosing yourself. It's for you fully fucking revealing yourself, to yourself. Pull yourself towards yourself. You know what I mean? It's like you can, yes, it's good to bring that awareness to know what's going on, but like to get sucked into that, it's a rabbit hole, man. It's a tough one to be able to pull yourself out of, and it's like, go within for the truth. And one thing I always used to ask my angels was like, show me my source, show me where my source of light and love, show me where Mama resides within me, show me where that spark, where my God spark is inside of my heart. And when you ask that with enough meaning and pure intent, they will show you. The angels will show you, and it will show you the fucking walls you've built up to where that spark is. That's what it's going to show you, and that's why most people give up, is because if you ask that question, it's going to show you also what's standing in the way of you finding that spark and fully, sitting in that nurturing space of peace and love and acceptance, acceptance of everything as it is. The thing is, another thing, it was funny, like, I know the girls shared it on their stream a few days. If you guys don't know and you want to participate, you should really subscribe to that. But it's like they were sharing in depth of, it was a crazy synchronicity. I remember, like, I originally was like St. Greg 2 pyramids, and I was like, okay, the one was going to go to the hood, the family that I used to live with in the hood, and then that was where it wanted to go at first, but when it got into South Africa, I realized how fucking dense shit is there at the moment. It's like, fuck, dude, there's so much purging taking place. It was like showing me that it needed to go somewhere else, and I didn't know where it wanted to go, because these things usually show me where they want to go. I don't know shit about this thing. This thing's consciousness is going to tell me what it wants to do, and it's about me having that discernment and that presence to be able to hear what it wants to tell me. And the other one wanted to go to my friend Benjamin, who actually taught me how to make this. It was such a crazy synchronicity how he taught me, and he was just so giving and so beautiful. So shout out to you, Benjamin. I fucking love you if you ever watch this. And it was like, it was like showing me, like, as soon as I asked him for his address, like, he started sending me all these videos and all this information, and you know, it came up of where the actual fucking money is on this country, in the world, you know, where all the assets are, you know. And it's like this whole thing of uncovering the cabal and this and that has always been about follow the money. And everything about Trump draining the swamp and this was about draining the fucking financial system. And this lady, Kimberly Ann Coogan is spelled Cougn, and if you haven't watched the videos, you should really go and watch them. They're fucking amazing. And it's like about her DNA and how the part of the draining the swamp process was getting the finances away from the cabal, draining their fucking energetic swamp, because the biggest attack on every human being was obviously through the children, which is energy as well as money. And the children was always treated as a fucking commodity about fucking money. And these motherfuckers have been dealing like poker players, the ones that were supposed to be the gatekeepers and protecting the people, used it against the people. You know, and this is hundreds and hundreds of years of all this family bullshit. You can go into it, whatever, but the interesting part of the story was how it revealed that all of the world's assets had been put into this unknown country, a trust called the Unknown Country. And the Galactic set it up, Mom set it up in such a way that the only person that would be able to access that trust would be someone with a DNA match to it. And it's funny, it shows me a lot about the timelines and travels, because the CIA and Looking Glass Project knew about this person when she was 18 already. You know? And how she was only able to take up the position at the age of 40 years old. And it was just interesting the detail in which she explains the financial system and how they flipped sacred geometry on everyone. You know, they actually used the Merkaba, the Star of David, like this, and numbers. The main gatekeeper was a number 9. Greg will find it fascinating, this video. You should. Have you watched it yet, Greg?
No, you send me the link, bro.
I'll show you the link.
Thank you, bro.
And it's just interesting how they used the sacred geometry to control humanity and to manipulate.
Just like a toilet roll.
Pretty much, bro. Yeah. What did you say? Just like a toilet roll?
Yeah, the torus shape.
Oh, I thought you said just like a toilet roll. I was like, what?
I did say like the toilet roll. How they took the torus shape and made it use this kind of commodity, the way people see it, like lowering the vibration of the shape through our perception of it, you know.
That's it. And I mean, the interesting thing and the point of my whole story around sharing this information was that, like, she shared that you know, once they started taking down the Stargates, and on that same financial system program, they have all the MK programs, they have the Stargates, they have all the shit that they've used to manipulate humanity. And the very interesting thing she said, and she shared, which I found was fascinating, is that most of these cabal members in the banks, they don't even fucking know what is going on. They're so lost in the fucking source that they're still fucking waiting for codes and bullshit from their hierarchy, which is not even fucking there anymore. So these people are fucking lost in the source more than anyone, and they just fucking scared and confused because they don't even know what the fuck's going on with anything of the way their system's working. And you know, the story goes on, and there's so much to touch on it, but the interesting thing she shared was that especially now is that the cabal has released a lot of MK programs around savior programming. And it's interesting, I've watched it in the collective. It's been very interesting to observe, because a lot of people in Q are waiting for fucking Trump to save them. Trump's not going to save you. No one's going to save you. Neither is Nasara going to save you. What, you think they're going to come out and hand cash in your hand? What, because you've been a good boy? No. You're going to have to create your own assemblies and governments. This is the moment. All these contracts have expired. That's the difference now is that the cabal's contracts have expired, and now it's given room for people like you and me, everyday person, to get your power back, to stand up for your truth, and to create your own governments in your own communities. That's the true Nasara, is standing up and creating your own communities and your own governments where you are standing up for a collective truth. I don't know the details about everything and what goes on with all of it, but like there's specific contracts that have ended that the government doesn't even have any fucking power. That's probably why Biden's not even in the White House, because it's over. It's time for the people to stand up and lead themselves, you know, and stand up for their own rights. And you know, it's interesting in a place like South Africa, bro, is that victim consciousness is so fucking deep, bro. Like the cabal fucked with that country, bro. So deep with all
that's
its
my
resources.
That's my purpose, actually.
That's why you're there, bro. And I picked
my purpose is the 55, the double freedom, to transform the victimization and victim consciousness. And I feel it everywhere. And I look at, you know, like most of the guys on the team, you know, when you've been in the dumps and you've been in the gutter, you know, then you don't take any of this stuff personally, and you don't see anyone as a victim. You are the creator of your circumstances. I have no pity for anybody.
For sure, bro. I have that too. It's like when you've been to the dregs of fucking society and you felt the most fucking fear and the most pain, it's like, what you fucking got, motherfucker? What you got left?
Yep.
You can't fucking take anything from me, so it's like, what? Oh, bro, fuck, it's funny, dude. It's like, and it's like, I know, you know, that's like, and I remember, you know, and it's not about, you know, everything about Mom's mission was about America, you know, and America has to wake up first, you know, it always has been the case, you know, but it's like, my heart is like, fuck, bro, I love fucking where I grew up, you know, I love where I come from, you know, I love the people, I love the vibe, I love the land, you know, and it's just like, I know, especially with me experiencing those moments that I did, you know, where I had to go from one extreme to the other, you know, I had to go from white privilege to fucking hood rat, bro, in like the space of a year, dude. I don't give a fuck living on the streets, bro. I was like, sweet, this is fun, bro. It's like a fucking adventure, bro. Every day, there's no rules, bro. You just go.
No comfort zones either.
No, yeah, there's no comfort zones, bro. And it's like, you know, a part of me is like you know, it's, and then a part of me with that pyramid was like, I can't enable that shit, bro. I can't enable that fucking entitlement, because that unworthiness and that entitlement, it switches all the time, bro. You'll watch it with it.
Sure.
Unworthiness and entitlement is like so fucking intertwined, bro. And it's like,
sure.
It's, you see it littered across that country. You see it littered everywhere through society, bro. And it's like, it's just, but it's just interesting to me how unique a signature South Africa has to transform on the collective consciousness. And you probably got really insightful information on the names and the numbers, because the astrology too, you know, probably reveal a lot of what countries represent.
Well, when you do the numbers on South Africa, it's 11/11.
Interesting, bro. What? No wonder Mom was always like saying there's something major in South Africa.
Oh, there's huge light here, bro. Huge light. And that's why they targeted South Africa so much, you know, with all these different fucking retardations.
Dude, there's so many retardations, bro. It's like fucking crazy.
I got to that point now where I'm just laughing at everything, bro. I'm just witnessing. You know what it does, bro, and I felt this quite a bit as well on Mom's journey, is just how lonely Mom felt, because we were so fucking retarded. Now you look at stuff and people act like, and you're just like you feel like a monkey in the cage. Like, what is this stuff?
Hey, Shbella, it's fucking no, bro. That place. ah, shit. I've traveled the world. There's no special place like that where you can be left with your mouth open. Like, for real? Like, is that what just happened? Yeah, bro. It's like just so much gratitude, bro. And I feel a lot of it makes a lot of sense now why you could never really get to mission, bro. Because that probably wasn't your contract, bro. It wasn't your mission, you
Mm.
know. It wasn't your mission to come, bro. And it's like, oh yeah, we can call it 3D stuff, visa this, visa that, what. It doesn't matter, bro. It's like you obviously have a fucking divine purpose in like probably one of the most unworthy, entitled countries, bro. It's like, and it's interesting
And
to
that's
me.
the bro. That's also like one of the brilliant. I mean, everything about mom is brilliant, but that's also one of the really brilliant things about connecting with mom is, really finding that place of like that the paradox balance. Like the place of humility, but at the same time, not weakness. Like
Yeah.
there's a quote that came up recently
Yes.
that stuck with me, and it said, "As long as you're winning inside."
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what the stories are outside there, because the master knows which way energy flows, and energy flows from within. So as long as you're winning inside, it doesn't matter how people see you. God sees you, and that's all that matters. And that's a real hard I got my whole life going through all of these troughs and turns. It's like God always said, God's watching you, boy. God's watching you. Doesn't matter what the people see, because people are very caught up in the material world. So they only see, they see things from a linear perspective and what you are contributing materially. They
Yeah.
don't see the other side of the coin, but
Yeah.
God sees everything. And for me, that's enough.
No, for sure, bro. For sure, dude. That's it. I mean, that's what they say about it's the most important moments is what you're doing when you think no one is watching. Because God is always fucking watching you, bro. And it's like just another thing on the humility. It's like I take accountability. You kind of lost me there, bro. I was like stuck on the humility, and then I try to bring myself back. Whew.
You know what's really been
Oh
helping me with
shit.
that, Gabriel,
Yeah.
is, where I am here, being around all the horses.
Yes.
Like, because the numbers have showed me in so many ways, like the really simple ways to kind of transcend your limitations. Simply by being present with mom, with nature, with the birds and with the animals. And I literally sit every day for at least an hour, probably longer. And I just stare, bro. I just stare at the horses. I just stare at the birds. I just stare, and now I've been for 3 horse riding lessons. So now I'm making that transition. I'm making that connection. But I learned so much just by watching them, bro. Just by
Wow.
paying attention to their grace and their guile. Like they're just, everything is so divine. And when you feel into the energy of them as one of your galactic brothers and sisters, like you just feel into their presence, and they stand there and they're so strong. And the next moment they're like a little child, that paradox, that balance, being able to kind of like just feel like you on a like an escalator kind of vibe. You just got to feel your way.
Wow, bro. Thank you for sharing that. That was beautiful, bro. My whole body was lighting up. Yeah, dude, it's important to like that's it. I mean, that's all we are is receivers of mom's abundant love everywhere fucking present in all moments, coming from nature, from the trees, from the horse, from it's just how much are we open to receive that energy? How much is our vessel able to stay empty in order to be filled up with that love to then be passed along to our brothers or sisters or
Sure.
or everyone around us, and it's like it's such a vital way, and everyone has such a unique way, and it was interesting. I picked up something. I don't know if it was in a book the other day, but it was one of my friends actually You remember Joe Fonica, bro?
Yes,
The rugby
yes.
player, bro. So I started watching some of his Instagram videos and whatever. He's living in Costa Rica, and
Yeah.
he went from being a professional sportsman to like, living this ayahuasca life, and like everyone fucking tripped out and whatever. And I was just laughing because I can relate to what he went through, and it's like, he said something about loneliness, like through feeling that loneliness, bro. So I really feel it. That's the only way we discover true connection again. Because any of our attachments between any of our relationships with anybody, with our children, with our spouses, with our mothers, our fathers, or whoever, if we have any attachment to that love that we have for them, it's not true love. It's not real. And to be able to, when you start this path, it can be a fucking very lonely journey at moments. And it was no more. I mean, mom had the loneliest path because it was a battle for most, especially the last 3 years. But the point I'm making is that by really surrendering to that loneliness, you actually start to observe all the different connections around and the abundance of those connections. That are fucking infinite, bro. And it's just like, being able to receive that love through that connection. Being able to receive it into our atoms. And I've definitely been accountable for that many moments in my life where I haven't been able to receive love. I've been like,
For sure.
put up a wall to being able to receive someone else's authenticity, and true connection. And when and you can all feel it, man. You can feel when someone's doing something for you in a non-attached, loving way, just because they love you, versus someone doing something for you with an ulterior motive. You know what I mean? It's a very different signature. It's a very different energy signature. And that was a lot of mom's struggle. Was she could see straight through it, but she also had to hold herself back a lot of times, because she didn't want people spontaneously combusting in front of her. Even though some did sometimes, bro. Oh shit, what a freaking beautiful dream. I'm so grateful, bro.
Oh man, we're so blessed, dude.
Oh dude, so blessed, so like, yeah, thank you, mama. Like, yeah, man. Thank you, Great Spirit. We love you so. Yeah. And should we do a Ho'oponopono? And then.
Yes, do you remember that time you took me to mom's room and then we were both on our knees and we were praying by her bed?
Oh shit, dude! Yeah, I remember that. I was showing you around the whole house. That was crazy. That was a beautiful day, bro. Fuck, I love
It was deep, bro.
Dude. Sure, my body's lighting up from that, dude. Fuck. Yeah, bro. It's like, that's gratitude, man. That's the feeling of gratitude. I have so much gratitude for my connection to you, bro. Like, you being that person, that I told God was on the planet, and you were like, okay, sweet, where do I sign up? Fucking bring it. Let's go. When I had people like, fuck you, swearing at me. I had the whole Catholic Lebanese connections after me, bro. It was like, fuck, dude. What? God's a woman. Yes, sign me up. So, fuck. I'll remember that fucking day, bro, always.
Yeah, me too, clearly, bro.
So yeah, bro. Like, thank you for these streams, bro. Like, it's beautiful to share with you, and it's beautiful to always hear your pure connection and your beautiful perspective on things, bro. Like, I'm always grateful to receive your wisdom, bro. So yeah, thanks.
And just before we finish, I want to just say something with what you're saying there as well.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to touch on how people don't realize how much they influence the environment and how much they influence their surroundings and the people around them. And often people, they say stuff, and in the next moment they kind of bypass it, or they water it down and they filter it down, and they basically, if it makes any sense, or if anyone's listening, or like, and in the meantime, like, you're sitting there listening to this person, and you're receiving plenty. Like when you talk, bro, like I receive plenty codes, I receive plenty, but I don't make a big thing about it. I learned that from mom, you know. You don't make a big thing because the ego just needs an inch, you know, and then it takes a whole lot. So often people, like, I feel people see that, they're not getting the kind of the accolades that they want from you, but inside you're sending lots of appreciation and gratitude. But you can feel the ego just needs a little, and then it wastes it destroys all the good work.
Yeah, exactly, bro. That's why mom never praised the masculine, bro. Fuck, shit.
Mom was sharp, eh?
She's so smart, bro. Fuck, she knew that the masculine energy would take that little fucking door and fucking jump on a super ego fucking rampage, boy. It won't end well, bro. Like mom was, that's exactly mom was like. You always knew if you were in your heart, you could feel the gratitude she had for your presence, bro. Always. And one love.
I've still got a picture from the beginning when you first introduced me to her, and it's on my window in front of my bed, so I see it like every day, all day, you know, and it hasn't happened in a while, but whenever I'm out of balance, out of alignment, and I look at it, it looks like she's looking me skiff, bro. And I'm like,
that's mom,
I'm like, okay,
boy.
it's me.
Yes, you. You're a little bit skiff, boy. Better straighten up, son.
Exactly, bro.
Oh, brother, fuck, dude. Oh, dude, that's fucking funny. Yeah, bro. So, yeah, I mean, I feel that fucking hour and 20 minutes flew by. Like, what, dude?
Yeah, that was quick,
fun,
sure.
Bro. Yeah.
That's it. Time doesn't exist.
Yeah. Well, shall we close off with Ho'oponopono?
Sounds grand.
All right, you go for it, bro.
3, 6, 9. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you.
Mama.
Yeah, bro. Well, peace out, bro. We'll catch up in this week. Can do that plasma.
I'm gonna call you in a weekend. I've got the colloid, the beaker and the battery and everything set to start the plasma water.
Okay, sweet, bro. All right.
Shot, brother.
Love you, brother, man. Peace out.
Love you too.